Hello, welcome to Forward Friday. I'm so glad to be together with these beautiful women. And any of you that are watching today, we're so excited to connect with you and hear from our speaker, Jackie Cote. So, how we move forward and navigate through life matters. Let's just go ahead and give just a little introduction to each of us. Um, my name is Dani Green. I'm a hypnotherapist. And our other co-host is Melissa Lavigne. Say hello today.
Hello.
And the wonderful, wonderful Morrison. Yay!
Happy Friday!
TGIF.
Yeah, really, really, really. So go ahead, Jackie, just tell us a little bit about your backstory. You'll be speaking later after Top of Mind, so let us know a little bit about you today.
Yeah, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me, Coach Jackie. And I have come from 30 years of leadership management back in the restaurant business. And I know that's crazy to be in that industry for so long, but it taught me a lot, brought me to where I am today. And now I have my own coaching business. And now I help I'm a visionary leadership coach. And bear with me, got a little bit of a cold today. So there'll be a little bit of a manly voice coming up here. But you know how that happens. But but I love helping people empower that and embrace and awaken that leader within and have more of that freedom and adventure that they desire in their especially in their later years of life. We all think that maybe we're stuck, and we're not, and we get to have more, and we get to go for the dreams and the goals no matter what. So super excited to be here.
Yay, yay, yay. Great. We're so happy to hear from you later. Wonderful. What do you have for top of mind today?
Well, since we're with the visionary queen of our lives, is the top of mind is like it's such a perfect guest today because y'all, there's like 50 less days in the year. Is that crazy? And the top of mind for me is I am going to turn 48 December 15th. Woo woo! And I am really in that space of visionary thinking of what 2022 is going to bring because 2022 is sort of my catalyst year. Like the last 5 years have been like, I was in basic training, going through the mud, climbing, those walls that you see on TV and stuff. And I think 2022 is finally like graduation year. I'm graduating from boot camp, and there's no one better to share this top of mind with than somebody who is titled Visionary Coach, y'all. Hello. Why wouldn't you want that within the last 50 days of the year? So that's my top of mind, and I'm so glad to have you here, Jackie. Yay.
Woohoo!
Yay, thank you so much. Wonderful.
Awesome.
I think we're all looking forward to a great 2022 and just taking all the lessons we've learned from the last couple of years and making them part of our story and moving forward. Melissa, what is top of mind for you?
Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so excited to talk about top of mind today, especially when it comes to vision, because I actually, when we were doing this show along the way, and I reached out to Wonderful and Dani, and I said, hey, would you guys mind if I added news to this show? Because Wonderful, do you remember I had a vision like last year? I said, do you want to do a news show with me? She's like, yeah. Not that this is a news show, but the ladies graciously let me add news into this. And I actually, studied news as, a college student, and both of my dad and my stepmother were both in the news growing up. So I grew up, behind the cameras. And so it's just super, super exciting that vision is kind of coming true a little bit. So a little bit about news going on right now. And I'm all about good news. I don't like talking about bad news, but if you guys have not seen the movie Clifford the Big Red Dog, guys, it is so good. It is so unbelievably good. The message, I get goosebumps, and I loved that there were all those little kids there, listening to this, all this. There's so many good movies out there with really good meanings, about purpose and vision and not giving up on your dreams. So, yeah, so excited to listen to what you have to share with us today, Jackie.
Great. Well, my daughter is wondering if her son is old enough to go to a movie. So maybe we'll look into that one. That's so great. Thank you so much. So my top of mind came this week by writing in someone's birthday card. So back in 2015, I was at an airport in Washington, D.C., getting back to Seattle, and there was a college student trying to get back to Western Washington University in Bellingham, and our flight was delayed, and she missed all of our connections. She was going to have to miss the first day of classes. She texted all of her professors to say that she wouldn't be there, and we offered her a ride to Snohomish and an Uber up to Bellingham so she could make it to classes that next day. And we befriended her, and we take her out for dinner. We take her out for her birthday. We're invited to her graduation. We've now known her for just years and years and years. And we took her out to dinner last month. And in her birthday card, I wrote, "Your dreams are coming true." She had a lot of setbacks just being hired as a contract worker. She's dated 2 people, and those relationships didn't turn out. She just moved. We helped her move. And I really think that those words came from, God's heart for her, because as she was reading the card, she went, "Aw." I just heard her sigh, and I heard her receive those words. And I've never written in a birthday card to date. And by the way, wonderful, I'm 10 years older than you. But who's counting? I've never written in a birthday card, "Your dreams are coming true." And I just thought, that is so true. That's just so true. I've been saying that to myself too. And we can all say it to ourselves, that our dreams are coming true. And who better to lead that discussion than Jackie? So take it away, Jackie.
Woo! Awesome. Thank you so much. I love that. And I have not seen Clifford, Melissa. Now you said that, I was like, why haven't I seen Clifford? So now I need to go see Clifford. So that's
Rayanne just said she went and saw Clifford too, and it was great. Thanks for watching, Rayanne.
Good to see you, Rayanne. Yeah, so I'm really passionate about achieving those visions, goals, dreams, stuff like that. Just like you were talking about, Dani, but I've been thinking about it really differently this last year than I have in the past. And I think we've all historically been taught, set a goal, and I'm not saying goals are bad, but adding to the goals. When you set a goal and then you're like, okay, I've got a date and I've got a SMART goals. We all taught incorporate SMART, specific, measurable, achievable, result, all that. And that's amazing. But what wasn't taught to me years ago was the intentions and the feelings and the emotions and everything that is underneath those goals, that once you achieved it, what would you feel? What would you see? What would you experience? And what that does is it gives us the ability to bring that vision of that goal to the present. So here's the thing about vision. With most people that I start out with, it's really hard to kind of go oh, it's hard to vision, it's hard to dream, it's hard to goal, because that's not reality. We don't know that yet. It's not known to the brain, right? The brain can only function off the known. And so the known to the brain is everything that's already happened in the past, but we can't change that. And then it also has everything we worry about in the future, but we can't control that, right? So we live in these two places of the past that we can't change and the future worries of what if, and maybe if I decide that, all the stories, right? And we go there, and that's where we want to live. So the brain's like, okay, well, this is what I know, and this is what I'm worried about, so this is what we're going to get, and this is what I'm going to function on, this is what I know. But there's one more place we get to live. There's one more place we get to live, and that's the future desires and visions and goals and dreams and all of the stuff that we feel and experience when we think about those things. So what is so pick just one in your head of what is one goal or one vision, part of your vision that is just it strikes up this passionate feeling. One of mine is I want that I want to, and it's funny because people are well, I'm not a things person, but you know what? I want the mountain house with the lake view, with the ability to have all the kids to come vacation. And then I also want enough property where I can have a little dog sanctuary over here, and then horses over here, and tiny homes over here, and like a little community for people to stay and get away from. Like, so that gets me so like even my stomach right now is like, woohoo, like scared, nervous, but I get to bring those feelings into today. And that vision gets to become of like what I experience every day today till that comes to fruition, because we can't control the how or the when. We don't have control over that. Only the man upstairs has that control over that, or whatever, universe, God. And that, so if we can just like not be so attached to the timing and the this and but get into the intention. What's the intention of the money goal? What's the intention of the weight loss goal? What's the intention of what do you want to feel like? And I say that like what do you want to feel when you get there? And then bring it into today, and you get to experience it every moment of every day. You get to step into the joy, the love, the calm, the peace, whatever it is that comes with the external goal. Because when we do, like over my past, the goals were always this external thing that I thought, well, I'm going to feel this when I get there, when I have this, when I achieve that. And that's not true. You get to have all of that today. So another small example of vision is like when I wanted to be able to live on a lake, right? That's what I, but my last house was in a lake community. So I would literally take my computer, take all my stuff, and go do all my work at the lake. And it made me feel like I was living at my lake house. It wasn't my lake. It wasn't my like property. It was a community. But I put myself into the emotions and the feelings, and letting the breeze hit my face and watching the water move and like the boats go by. And that's I love being by water, right? And now I'm living in an RV full time. So now I get to take the RV to the beach, to the lake, to whatever site I want to be in and whatever I want to feel. Our next stop in December is going to be Texas, on a ranch where my friend has horses and mini horses and goats and dogs and all these animals. I've always wanted to try that out. So I'm going to live on a ranch for a couple months and experience that life. So like you get to live and experience the vision you desire any day. And let me tell you, I'm sorry, I'm going on a tangent here, but Airbnbs is a great way for you to step into your vision whenever you want to for very little money. You want to experience a certain way to live, go rent the Airbnb house that looks like the one that you desire to have, or the space or the place or the location. And it's very inexpensive. It's not a big investment to experience it, because money, time is never a real excuse, but those are usually the reasons why we don't achieve what we want. So I'm here to say that don't live in the past, because the past you cannot control. Don't live in the future worries, because you're creating a story that the brain is believing that it's true, and then it's going to find every reason why that's true. That's how our brain functions. You say, why is this happening to me? Okay, let me figure out every reason why this is happening to her. Why is this not working out? Let me figure out every reason why it's not working out. That's what the brain does. But if you say, how can I make this happen? Like what is it? What are the possibilities of blah, blah, blah? And so then the brain goes, what are the possibilities? Let's find them all. So the brain functions on the known. And so whatever we pull in, emotion, the way we speak to ourselves, the questions we ask ourselves, that's what helps create the vision if it's already happened. Of course. Have you ever done an exercise? I want to open this up to you guys. Have you ever done an exercise where you speak into what it is you desire as if it's already happened with a friend? Mm-hmm, Kyle does this thing called Calago, right? And he's named it that, but other people have but it's like you talk to each other like, oh my gosh, wonderful. Like when you crossed that $1 million mark last year, that was so cool. And when you hit it and you served your 1 million women that you've been trying to serve, your goal was to hit, and you impacted 1 million women in your journey. Oh my God. Like I loved watching that moment. Like it was so cool last year, right? So you're talking about what happened as if it's already happened. And then how do you feel when I say that? Wonderful.
Duh. Right. High five, girl. High five.
It's like you automatically get like, oh, like all the emotions of like, I hit the 1 million women mark. I hit the $1 million mark. And like the emotions of the feelings of the impact that she made is there because we spoke about it as if it's already here.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's an exercise I want to leave with everybody to do. Go find a friend and talk about what you want as if it's already happened. Like it's already done. It's in the past, and you're so excited about it. And talk about each other's goals and dreams. Of it's already done. It's already happened. And feel, and then go, what do you feel? What emotions are coming up? What energy are you in at that point? And that's the energy you go through every day.
Okay, well, I'm sure we're going to get Jackie back. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Ooh,
So,
I want to do a little shout out to Rayanne.
Living.
She's watching.
yes.
Rayanne does retreats where she literally, right, Dani? She brings us to these destination houses. Like she has a gift of finding all these houses that are like amazing, like water views, and it's awesome. Thank you, Rayanne.
It was an incredible gift of having get-togethers in a really fun.
Sorry.
Yay.
Totally.
Yeah, we love Rayanne and everything she does. It's always something great.
The
Hello.
of living your life in an RV.
Yes, welcome back.
I was so stoked to like have solid internet for the day, and then I think my energy gets so high. Right, Dani? Like the energy gets so high, it like shuts it down.
Right.
She's electric. Woohoo.
Hey, so why don't if we have just a minute, why don't we each say what our vision is for ourselves? So for this, you can't see it right now when there's conversations on the screen, but my book is going to be soul-to-soul conversations, all those profound, short interactions with people where truth has come out with my clients. So I'm just celebrating the publishing of my book. Who's next?
Woo.
You said, so the book?
In the future. Like, I haven't written it yet, but that's my book idea. So I'm just saying my future is celebrating the publishing of my Soul-to-Soul Conversations book.
Okay, excellent. So you wrote the book already. It's done.
Done. Yeah, so exactly.
What's going on in your world now that the book's done?
Exactly. Yes.
No, I want you to say it. What's going on in your world now that the book's done?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Okay, so I did finish one book, and I feel a little bit exposed and vulnerable, and oh my goodness, I hope it's good enough. How to be a successful wedding officiant. So right after, I'm just thinking about, submitting it for review is kind of, I feel a little vulnerable about that. But once the book is published, then hearts are just going to be encouraged and strengthened, and I'll be able to speak to groups and bring the truth that is within me and within my clients' lives to heal others. So I'm just going to continue to live my calm, life, just spreading the love.
Yes.
Yay.
Yes. Woo.
Woo! We're celebrating. I read it, Dani, and holy moly. Like, right? I am so inspired and encouraged by what you've written with your clients. And I felt like it was so relatable to some experiences that I've been through. So thank you for showing up and writing your book, because it inspired me to know that I'm not alone in some of my emotional journeys. So thank you. That's exactly how I'm going to feel when I read it, because that's how I feel every time I'm with Dani. I just feel so whole. Like, thank you.
Yes.
You're such a dear.
Okay, since I'm still since I'm talking, I'm going to share. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so excited because now my husband and I are on the 30th state of our RV adventure. Of 50 states, we're on our 30th state and our 18th national park. Thank you, Teddy Roosevelt. And I love my experiences of outdoor living because it is just not me. I really am petrified about camping. However, I'm loving it so much that I have perfected internet connections to every RV park that we have gone to. Now I know which ones. I'm going to write a little guidebook, like which parks to go to that has the best internet connections.
Yes.
I'm so pumped. I'm like, my friends are meeting me whichever state we're at. It's so cool. I love it so much.
Great, great, great. Wonderful. So you and Jackie basically have become best friends.
Yeah, totally.
I will meet you everywhere around the country with you.
When we met and you first said that, I was like, oh my gosh, you're literally living our dream. And my friend Carrie, when she first said it, I was like, oh my gosh, that's living my dream too. I really want to just travel through all the states and do things like the Gettysburg, the reenaction, y'all. I want to be a part of that. The reenaction. I want to go lay on Elvis's bed at the, his house, Graceland, which I probably got kicked out of. I want to do all the reenactors. I want to go to the Pioneer Park and like dress up. Anyways, that is what I'm talking about.
Great, great. And we do have a comment from Rayanne Hall. I love that she put her vision in here. She says, my vision. My novel is published and made into a movie. It felt great to have my creativity on the big screen. We believe in that too, Rayanne. How about you, Melissa?
My vision is to produce that movie, girlfriend.
Yes.
I'm going to produce that movie for her and promote it.
Yay, absolutely. You can be your PR person. Great, great, great. And producer, I should say. Great. So, Jackie, what more do you have for us today?
So how did that feel, just talking about it and hearing other people talk about it?
Like legitimately done and done.
Giddy. Like I just had a meeting with a lovely friend of mine, Beth, and we were just talking about that, how we all need to find that thing inside us that makes us,
Absolutely.
Yeah. And that's how I feel right now. So that's exciting, you guys.
Yeah.
Like I personally felt like when you guys were telling your stories, like I personally felt like, so Wonderful and I take our RV to the book launch for Dani, and like we're over where Melissa's producing the movie for Rayanne, and we're taking like our camper. So like I'm like picturing us doing all these travels. Like, is it going to be LA for the movie? Is it going to be New York for the book? Is it going to be like where do you want that stuff to happen? And so let us know, because Wonderful and I are going to be there. Like we need to organize our travels for it. So you gotta let us know, Rayanne, you're in this too. Come on, like we gotta know, like where's your, where's all this gonna be, guys? And so I know it's like it's funny because like then there's that logical brain. So this is the other side of it. Like when we're doing visioning, future forecasting, and talking about, our brain wants to go into the logical stuff. Like the like, well, and all that's doing is keeping you safe. Like all it is trying to keep you safe. And so when it does that, I encourage people to have like another piece of paper. If you're doing like written out future forecasting and visioning, have another piece of paper and write those down. Let them come, let them flow through, and that's okay. They're just there to protect you. But you do not have to live in those thoughts. You get to choose the thoughts. I call it a buffet. Okay. So imagine you're at the buffet and you're walking down the buffet and there's like a food you don't like. So I'm starting to like them, but I'm not a real big fan of cucumbers. They're not the first thing I grab and put on my plate. Okay. But when I see cucumbers on the buffet, do I like fall down, kick and scream and say, get the cucumbers off the buffet? Like, I can't believe the cucumbers are on the buffet. And I know it sounds really weird, right? But just like a buffet, we get to choose our thoughts. So as you go down the buffet, if you're a big fan of like tomatoes and broccoli to make your salad, and I love mushrooms and a lot of people hate them, right? But if I see the cucumbers, I'm just going to walk right past it and let them flow by. I'm going to keep going. So you get to choose what thoughts of your favorites on the buffet you get to put onto your plate and bring into your life. And doing an exercise like we just did and doing it with a friend and writing it out and all the different things. I mean, I'm preaching to the choir because you guys are so good about doing your self-development and future growth, but like pick your tool that helps you get into the elevated emotion and then repeat it. It's not a one and done, because the only way a belief, which is a whole bunch of thoughts that have created the belief, the only way a belief can be rewired is if creating thoughts that create the elevated emotion in a repetitive manner. It has to be repetitive. You have to step into that thought over and over for the belief to be rewired. So all those new thoughts of the new vision and the future gets pulled together to create the new belief. Then all of a sudden one day you no longer have the other belief. Doesn't mean the old thoughts won't come through, just like the buffet, but let them float right by. I understand why you're here. You're just protecting me. And you're trying to keep me safe in the known. But I have a new known. My known is that we are traveling the country. We're going to go visit Dani in her book. We're going to go watch the movie being produced by Melissa. Wonderful and I are going to be hiking the mountains of Sedona and like all sorts of areas. You pick it, Yellowstone, whatever. So that's where we get to pull our thoughts from instead of the old stories and the future worries. And so that's how you take that vision and make it a reality. And we wait and we wait and we wait to go for the vision because we're in these other thoughts. But you know what? You have the power to pick the thoughts that you decide. But it's hard to pick thoughts until you've created like somewhat of a vision. And sometimes it's hard for those really big visions for people to go into, right? Or some people are really good at the big vision, but not the short term, what do I do kind of thing. So it's okay to start like if your vision is just to like have a really like romantic meal with your man or your partner. Like if that's your vision, just to like, you know what, we're so busy, we never have time. You get to create the vision, stand in the vision of a romantic meal, candlelight, like lights, like picnic on the beach, and then let it happen and create it. And you can start with small visions like that. And then the brain starts to expand and it's like, elevated emotion. I mean, come on. And then it starts to rewire and it thinks in a different way. The RAS, and I can never say the reticular activating system. Once we actually focus on what we want and what we desire, then you will see more of what you want and desire. You've all heard what you focus on grows. So if we focus on what we don't want, I don't want to experience this anymore. I don't want that. No. Because then the brain's going to find you 50 reasons why you're going to have more of that.
Right.
A million reasons why more of that. It's going to search for whatever you focus on. So let's focus on that vision. I'm excited for that, ladies.
High five.
It's all about mindset, isn't it? Just gotta change that mind.
Yeah.
It's as simple as a thought. Like it's that simple. The thought is what it's all about. But how do you put new thoughts in? It's all about, you have to create the vision to pull the thoughts from, right? And so that's why vision is so important to me. I start everything I do with vision with everybody I work with.
Woo!
Do you have a certain routine that you recommend doing for people that are kind of just wanting to start living this way?
So there's like I said, there's so many tools out there. One thing that I use, I started out with when I was like a little scared to vision beyond what today is. And that's when I started my coaching journey, of course, gratitude. And we've all heard it, but starting with the gratitude journal, it is really a foundational beginning. If like you can't crack the security wall that you've put around yourself from visioning, if you can't crack that, gratitude and appreciation journaling and really recognizing throughout your day what you're grateful for, what's wonderful, what do you appreciate, what's love, what's joy, like stepping into that first helps crack the wall and helps you see like, okay. There's a lot of good in the world and I think I can dream a little. Like, okay, I think I can go for that. I had one client, her daughter went through a lot of medical issues. She like almost lost her at one point. She went through like tons of stuff with her 2 kids. And so she was like, I don't dream. I take it day by day. I mean, she was like, I refuse to go past this moment because I don't know what exists past this moment. And it's scary and I get let down. Right. And so it took like the baby steps. It's a great question, by the way, Melissa, because the baby steps could start with just gratitude and appreciation and that stuff. Then I would move into like, okay, what is the goal? And what does the person who's already achieved that goal need to believe and need to think? And so I do a belief plan with my clients and we write the belief plan every day. So like there's like 3 to 5 beliefs that you can come up with that evoke emotion, evoke like an energy. And when you do it every day, you read it, write it, say it, read it, write it, say it, read it, write it, say it. And as long as, and then you end up like tweaking them. We do like 90-day increments and you end up tweaking them a little bit because you get a little more energetic about it each time. Like a week goes by and you're like, ooh, but this word sounds better. Ooh, but this. And then your beliefs get stronger and stronger. And then all of a sudden one day you're like not doubting what it was that belief wasn't in you, that you were doubting. So now the belief becomes ingrained in you because all the thoughts that came along with it and the energetic, and you've done the repetition. So now, boom, it happens one day. But it takes time, and it's funny, like we're all super concerned, which is awesome. Our health is the foundation, but we put so much time and energy into the right car, the right house, the research for this, the research for that, but yet we don't do the work on the brain, right? As a whole. I mean, you guys do, I know, but it's daily work. It's daily work, and you got to find the right tool that sits with you, that aligns with you. And there's so many out there, amazing people saying the same thing 30 different ways.
Right.
So whatever clicks for you, and then go with that. And if you work it, it works.
Great advice. And I do want to call your attention to all the links that have been put in the chat and the comments. We'll be sure that those are, on the Facebook posting for this as well. Connect with Jackie. And do you have a current coaching program that's coming up? Is there a date for us to be mindful of? Because we're just out of time now.
Yeah. January, we have Destiny Makers, Awaken the Leader Within. It kicks off in January. And I do have a bonus for anyone who enrolls before the end of November. There's a discount off the program, or you get 3 one-on-one coaching sessions with me if you sign up before the end of November. And both of them are about a $1,500 value that you'll get off the program. So it's up to you which one you want. But if you enroll now for January, it's a 6-month program. And in that 6-month program, I've added a fitness coach and I've added a financial coach. So not only are you going to get me awakening the leader within and moving you forward to where you want to go through that vision and all the things we talked about today, you'll actually get the foundation, because I believe that if you have less stress around your money and less stress around your health, everything else goes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it just all builds and ties together. Everything's connected. That's so great, Jackie. So next week on Forward Friday, our speaker is going to be my twin sister, Denise Nichols. So you guys will all see if we really look alike, we're identical twins, if our voices are alike or not. And she's going to be talking about the emotion code, body code, and core talk. And wonderful has agreed to be a demonstration client during our Forward Friday. So that's what's going to happen next week. Please sign in. It's going to be super interesting. All right. Thanks so much for being with us today. We love you so much, and how we move forward matters. So move forward filled with the vision that's in your heart and in your thoughts, and connect with Jackie. All right.
Thank you, Jackie,
for being here, everyone.
You guys are awesome.
Happy Friday.
We'd love for you to subscribe on the YouTube channel as well, and follow us on Facebook. Yay.
Yes.
Yay. Absolutely. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.